Well, PolitiFact says it's false, and it's false. I expressed an openness to consider ideas other than my own. I laid out a really specific tax plan, and I waited to hear George Allen offer any plan for dealing with sequestration cuts that are going to hurt Northern Virginia very badly, and he put no plan on the table. David Gregory said, well, look, how about a different plan? Would you be open to this idea? And I said, open. Look, I'm always going to be open to talking to colleagues about proposals, but I pointed out immediately that the notion that the low-income people, the 47% aren't paying their fair share in taxes is wrong. They actually pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes than many, and that was why when I was governor, we did a adjustment to the state income tax to take a lot of low-income working Virginians off the tax rolls. So the notion that Kaine will enact this plan, PolitiFact debunked it, and I don't know of an instance where after it was debunked, the candidate still decides to go ahead and run a false ad. I mean, if you'll put a knowingly false ad on TV, I mean, that tells you something. I don't think that's going to fix what's wrong in the Senate.
Given how it's being used, albeit out of context, do you regret a little bit now the way you answered that question, though, just because the way it's coming across to people did sound like you were suggesting, even though your answer is a question, suggesting some sort of possible income tax increase on everyone?
You have to be willing to go into the Senate and talk to your colleagues about your proposals. I mean, I put a really specific proposal on the table that I want people to listen to. And I'm not going to get people to listen to my proposals if I'm not open to hearing theirs. And so again, what kind of made me chuckle a little bit after it is, wow, if being open to other people's ideas is that controversial, maybe the Senate's more messed up than I thought. What Virginians want is they want people who will go in, who will work with others to find solutions. My opponent took a pledge to Grover Norquist the first day of his campaign that he would never consider any solution on the revenue side of the equation. That's the kind of unwillingness to compromise that's at the root of our nation's fiscal crisis.